Okay. Welcome. Zenkyo no Terror, by the way. Great OST. Great show. These are the Edition XX. The cheapest in all of the egg-shaped HiFiMans. Available on Massdrop for $600. And now, I said I was going to continue the review of the HiFiMan Arias in this, because we're going to discuss some changes and differences again. But I think I should reaffirm what this channel is about. This channel is about getting the best for your money. I know that doesn't seem right, because all of you are broke now because you've watched this channel for 2-3 months and you have no money left. But hopefully, whatever you've purchased in those 2 or 3 months has made you smile and listen to your music in a new light. And I try to do that without fucking ripping people off. Like, this is a $600 set of egg-shaped giant HiFiMan planers. And this is a $1,600 set of giant HiFiMan edition planers. With the same exact pads and the same exact cups, but they do have a different color. And, I mean, the wire, I told you we're going to get to the wire on the Edition XX, but like that's just an okay wire. No one's going to be, I don't think anyone really is going to be stuck with these stock wires. They're all going to go balanced or something. And this has a single-sided magnet, and this has a double-sided magnet. However, it also has the same exact magnet structure as that does, but a thicker mylar, so it's not quite as spunky. The point is, for $600, you're going to be fucking hard-pressed to beat these. Now, I talked about the Sendiivas in the last review, because these are $600, and these are fucking amazing, and these are $600, and I think they're worth it. Those I didn't think were worth it. I don't think those are worth $1,600. I think $1,000, you'd be solid. I think if I had a Nanda here, which is the $850 one, if they were the exact same as this, then that's a no-brainer. Just get those. I like the old school HiFiMan headband. This is HE400, HE500 from years and years past. They whipped it out for the 4XX and for this. I love my 4XXs because I feel like this headband isn't as bulky as this. It also doesn't look as silly when you're wearing it. It may not be as comfortable as far as where it's placing the weight, but I do enjoy it. And with this particular cup shape, which is infinitely comfortable, because that is a form-fitting 4-knuckle, as probably the biggest headphone shape you'll find outside the HD800 or 820. And I like the way this feels better than the 800 or 820. And so you throw that all together. I don't even have to extend these down, and they fit on my head. And there they are. Oh, that's a bad song. Tron OST, Recognizer. I was just listening to those. In fact, I could switch between them because I have dual 789s, and they're set to the same gain, and now I have them set to the same volume, and there's a slight volume change because of the lack of magnets on one side. But I can go and I could tell you exactly what the change is. Wait, it's going to do a thing. Wait. Wow, that's impressive sounding. A little bit further away. I'll tell you exactly what the sound difference is for $1,000. Because no one seems to believe me. $1,000 sound difference is as follows. This is slightly closer. This is a little bit clearer. The end. The fucking end. The fucking end. The end. $1,000 to get slightly wider soundstage, and to have the detail because a lighter, thinner membrane, just a little more audible, just a touch. And I've done it on multiple different amps. It's not just the 789. Zeos, you got to run them on something else. Zeos, you need Class A to shine. Zeos are balanced. I have run them balanced. I have sharing the balance cable between them. These are a good fucking buy. These are a great fucking buy. Now, Sendiivas are narrow, and Sendiivas are aggressive. And these are a little bit more relaxed than that. A little bit. And that's all it needs to secure itself in. You can own both of these, and I would not be upset. Zeos would not come to your house at night, like he does for all the bad children, beat you because you bought the wrong headphones. There's a bigness to this that is blatant from just looking at them. I don't need to tell you if these are going to sound different than these, because while these are planar that are very aggressive and very narrow and very revealing, these are planar that are, even if it's not as wide as those, still wider, a little more open. One of the problems I had was, because I'm sitting here listening, trying to assess these for the last few days, like really accurately, and the air conditioner's running, and I can hear everything that's going on in the room. Even the Sendiivas, when you put music on, they're open, but you put them on and they're like, oh, you sort of can ignore. I could not ignore. One of the problems with both these headphones, and I should have mentioned it yesterday in that video, is that they are so open it's annoying. I'm hearing the air conditioner, clear as a bell, in my living room. Because the one in this one's off, but I could still hear everything. So these are a headphone. These are both headphones that are required to be in a very noise-controlled environment. Great, my phone's going to start talking now. You need to be a very noise-controlled environment to use these, to use them properly. And it sucks in the summertime when you have the air conditioner running. It's like, fuck, it's hot. Hold on. Another thing, if I didn't have the Arias here, and these were the only thing that showed up, this might have been a slightly more positive review. Just slightly. Because I would have judged them for who they are and what they came out of the box. I bought these, by the way. Took the Patreon money and said, all right, I gotta know. Someone will send me Aria. I'm not going to spend $1,600 worth of the Patreon money on that. But I'll spend $6 to find out. Because they don't send me everything all the time, Mass Drop. They don't send me a lot of things, actually. They're a weird company. I don't know how they talk to people. But sometimes I get things and sometimes I don't. And this is one of those things that I was like, I need to know for myself. We're getting to the wire, boys and girls. Calm down. The rage is building. Note the devil wallpaper. I go with these headphones more than those, and I think I've built up this weird like reviewer callous because I'm not interested in the best you can possibly get. I don't care. I don't fucking care. That's why I'm doing Rocky Mountain. So I'm going to Rocky Mountain Audio Fest because I don't give a fuck about the top 3%. Throw that 3% in the goddamn river. I want the best I can get for 97% for the best I can get for my dollar too. So the fact that these are $600 turns me on more than any $1,600 headphone will ever do. Now I own some expensive headphones. Don't get me wrong. The 909s there were $1,800 fucking dollars. But there's also craftsmanship in there. The painting of the thing. There's more to it than just the sound. And that's weird also as a headphone reviewer. But I know that these are both just stamped out somewhere in China and there's no passion really in the build or anything. So I don't want to give them the extra $1,000. If I'm going to get a Chinese planar, a giant Chinese planar, I'm going to spend $600 and not $1,600. So even if the Arias do have that little bit of something special about them, no. I'll put those down. If you own them, enjoy them. Play them as loud as you want. They're great headphones. They really are great headphones. But there's nothing special about them. Because these can do 92.384% of what those can do. They're a little bit narrower while doing it. Maybe the headband you don't prefer. I do. This is, by the way, number 0364. So if I do ever sell them in the future and you're watching this in like 2038, although YouTube probably won't be around then, but if you're watching this in 2038 and you find a set of Edition XX in, like a yard sale, someone stole them from me. Because I don't think I'm going to sell them. I might sell them. I don't know if I'm going to sell them. Because they are a great example of the right price to performance ratio. Yeah, they're $600. They're not cheap. And are they as good as their $1,600 counterpart? Arguably not. But they're so fucking close, I don't care. Except for one aspect. This is the wire that comes with a $1,600 pair of headphones. They've done a bad job. You did bad, HiFiMan. Because I like this wire. Look, it's straight, it's cloth, it has the wrong connector. It should either be a 3.5mm with an adapter, or, even better, it's 2019. How about a 4.4mm with an adapter to go either to 6.3mm, a quarter-inch, single-ended, or 4-pole. Like, for $1,600, take and this is in Chinese dollary dues that could manufacture things like that, take $8 and include the better wire and all the adapters I just talked about. Because that's how much it would actually probably cost for them to change everything up. The problem I have now with, and I discussed this, is them taking the headphones that are this, and they have to make them cheaper. And they have to make you want to buy the more expensive ones. So even though this is not a very expensive wire, it probably could be found like for like $8 on AliExpress. They somehow managed to find a way to make, and I'm not joking, the worst wire I've ever used. I don't know how I'm still using it. I was going to throw it in the trash the day I unboxed this. Link to the unboxing channel in the description, by the way, Zios. So, I feel like I should be wearing gloves, but not white gloves. Like those gloves you clean dog shit out of the gutters in Cambodia. Those sort of gloves. Because we start out good enough. Like, okay, it's a right angle adapter on aluminum. I've seen this before. And usually IEMs or something you're going to go portable with. It doesn't really make sense on like a desk thing. And I've seen pictures on like the Massdrop site of them, people taking the Edition XXs out. Like, hey, I'm going to walk around town with these. Number one, I actually respect you for that. I was going to say you're a douche for doing that. But you know what? Fuck it. It's your music and everyone should hear it. I'm a big fan of boomboxes. I've built boomboxes in the past. I don't think music should be that private. I think it should be screaming at other people and they should go, wow, that guy's a douchebag. But I like his song. That's what I want to see. So this indicates you're supposed to take it outside. So then we move about that far. And it's not bad at that distance. Because we've got like this textured clear. I could feel the wires individually moving on the inside of this. It's kind of like if in some sort of Ridley Scott movie, like The Aliens, like, oh, there's this like weird translucent outer shell that's sort of flexible with wires on the inside. I could dig that. I've not been able to get this shape out of it at all. Whatever the fuck shape you want to call this. And then where it bends really bad or was bent, those kinks just stay there forever. Just forever. They're just, it's damaged permanently. And you can get like a section of it and go, wow, that looks really nice. And then if you just do this, and it's like, and now it's got a crease in it forever. And we move up to the exact same split that has. And then to the same shittiness, but smaller, up to the top. And almost the shittiness up to the top is better because there's only one wire in here. And if it kinks, it's going to kink, and it's all bad. I fucking hate this wire. I fucking hate this wire. Jesus Christ, HiFiMan. You've accomplished your goal of making me want to spend $1,000 more on that headphone just to never see this. And Massdrop, I'm yelling at you too, or Drop now. It's more like, you know what? They changed their name. It should have been Assdrop. Hashtag Assdrop. Because you allowed them to sell this with a headphone. This is garbage. Doo-doo-doo. And it's not a complicated wire. It's the same exact. They didn't even change the connectors. Actually, wait, did they change the connectors? Yeah, they did, actually. My bad. They changed the connectors. They've actually made them smaller. I like them better on this than that. They don't have to be that big. But they both say R and L, and then they're black, and then that's it. So this is the worst wire in the history of this channel. I hate it. I hate it, and I want it to die. But these are not the worst headphones in the history of this channel. These are very much price to performance, what I look for. Yes, it doesn't have the prestige of the more, quote, higher end. It doesn't have the sound of the more higher end. There's no prestige to be had in HiFiMan, legitimately. The fucking, what was the giant $55,000 HiFiMan that they were like, oh, look, we're as good as the Sennheiser Orpheus because ours costs just as much. Shangri-La. No. No, you're not. And I don't want to yell at HiFiMan and say, know your place, because I'm all for companies striving to be... I am, as much as it doesn't look like I am because mannequin heads and anime backgrounds, I am striving to be better all the time. But at the same time, I know my place. I'm the guy that curses on the internet. I will never be as big as the big channels. I understand that. I'd rather be honest and truthful and have a good time doing this than straighten up, fly right, tie my tie, wear real pants. You can't make me wear real pants to do these reviews. I refuse. But HiFiMan is trying, but they're not, they don't have what they need craftsmanship beyond just the sound quality. They need to impress me as a company. Fostex makes a ton of bad things. But I know that those 909s and the cups and how they take the time to scrape the trees, to make the lacquer, to make the fucking paint. I don't care how those headphones sound. I'm going to own them. These, on the other hand, need to hold up from the sound alone, and they do. I wish there was a little bit more going into them as far as exotics. I wish the cable wasn't absolute horseshit, but I'll give them a pass this time. So, like I explained in the last review, the sound demos for this is not going to be the greatest because planar magnetics, anything with magnets in it, takes my Neumann microphones and goes faa, and I have to like EQ while I'm recording and then EQ after the recording. It's just EQ for days. So I try to get them close, and they might not sound as bad as I'm making it out to sound, but it took a lot of effort to get it even listenable. These headphones are a good upgrade for someone who's got, I don't know, what are we looking at? I don't even have much in the cheap way of planar. Like, okay, T50 RPs, not argons. We're not going to bring argons in this, but like T50 RPs. If you want to try real planar, that's what these actually do. Let me redefine this again. If you are someone who wants to know what real planar is, because T50 RPs are not, and as much as I love argons, I would never pull them out as an example of what planar can do. M1060Cs with the backs taken off and you have open back and bigger, better pads, that is what planar can do. These are what planar can do. When you get the rights, the amount of size, and they're not super inefficient, and they don't sound terrible. These do not sound terrible. They carry over the same low end as the other HiFiMans in this shape. It could rock your shit off. There's just a little bit more in the way of the driver than that, so of course the clarity is going to be down. But it's still worth $600. That's all you got to know. If Z Reviews tell you, I should just, at the end of every video, you skip to the end and be like, hey Zeos, are these worth their price? Yes. Are those worth their price? I can never find a song. I can never find a song and an amp and a combo that made me say, wow, I want to dump $1,600 out of my wallet. But I bought these for $600. Unheard, because this shape, this comfort with my favorite headband for $600, I didn't have to think about it. And you shouldn't have to think about it. Moving on. All right, tomorrow will be the sound demo for the Arias, followed by the sound demo for the Edition XX the next day, because I'm going to get 4 days out of this because I am so far behind and Rocky Mountain's coming up, and I need at least like 20 days of videos ready to go, and this will be 4 of those. So if you want to download that wallpaper, the sort of upset, embarrassed dragon, that's exactly what these are. They're a sort of upset, embarrassed dragon. That's downloadable in the description. If you want to see these reviews early, check out the Patreon. $5 tier gets you basically every review. As soon as it's downloaded to the computer, encoded, uploaded to YouTube, descriptioned, and then set up, it's all on Patreon as soon as I can get it there. I want them there for 2 weeks, but it's getting harder and harder to do with dailies. If you want to ask me any questions, the $5 tier, the $2 tier, anything that gets you into the Patreon will allow you to message me there. However, if you really want me to answer your questions and not just take a week to finally get to them, the $10 tier gets you into the private Telegram chat where people are watching this review right now and going, Jesus Christ, Zeos, why don't you love the Arias as much as I love the Arias? And I'm just like, I don't know. They just didn't do it for me. These didn't do it for me. And even if they were the same price as this, I would pick these over those. But an extra $1,000? Holy fuck. I could do so much with that. I could buy those in the place of that. Those and another $400 pair of headphones or an amp or prostitute. $400. You hand a woman $400, even if she's not a prostitute. Hand your mom $400 and see what she'll do for you. Hopefully it's cook and like make your bed. Don't have sex with your mom. God, this is a Z review. This is such a Z review, isn't it? Anyway, Sound demo description if you want to see it now. Otherwise, it'll be out in the next 2 days. Wallpaper. Join the Patreon. The $10 Telegram tier is the one to be in. I'm hopefully going to Rocky Mountain, so I might be selling these. I don't want to, but money is money, and my GoFundMe is not going to hit that goal. So check out the link to it if you do have an extra $20 or $15 or $8. No one's sent like $3.18. Someone donate $3.18 to the GoFundMe so that I could sleep at night, please. This, links, and hi-fi guides, which is the whole reason for going to Rocky Mountain, is to advertise that place. These headphones will both have their own posts dedicated on hi-fi guides. You can go look at the discussions there. Hopefully post your own reviews if you have one. Maybe you think I'm full of shit. Please post it there and not here, so that it appears someplace that's kind of longevity. Because hi-fi guides should still be around in 2030 something. I don't remember the year. Either way, I'm done. Are we good? Oh, look, the wire's missing for the other one. Oh, that's a fucking shame. HiFiMan, you try real hard, but you went backwards. They should have started cheap and made it better. Instead, they made it better and then made it cheap. And then they fucked that wire up bad. Tomorrow.